typically what I'll do with the bag is I'll actually, to work my hook, I'll miss the bag and I'll shift back with the hook, right? So when I miss the bag, I want to make sure I punch all the way through. I'll start lowering my weight, and I try to give guys a visual. If you remember the old-fashioned lawnmowers, instead of everything's push button these days, right? You had to pull. So it's like pulling a lawnmower. Bang, this foot's got to almost slam back to the ground. So when you shoot here, hop, this foot comes down. You pivot, hop, right back, and you keep everything tight. You don't want anything loose in here because you can injure yourself. Actually, a while back, we're talking about the inside hooks. Joe and I were having a conversation, and you may hear me use this term here now and possibly later, what I call fight confusion. Sometimes he's coming at me, throwing punches, I'm going to him, and we're all over the place and nothing's really working. And hopefully you hit a spot. For either one of us to throw a hook, like if we switch sides here, if we're squared up just like this, shoulder to shoulder, for him to throw an effective hook, typically what do you got to do? You got to turn, but you also got to lean a little bit, right? Or step. So to me, that's the place you can lose some momentum. Because I'm going to see that. If I'm in here like this, I see him setting up a hook, I'm just going to step here. I don't even think twice about it, right? Pivot off my lead leg, I move away from the thread. I know there's another punch here, so if I move to my right and he's doing this kind of stuff, I'm just going to do this. And I can actually push him out of the game. I might not hurt him, but I can push him out, right? So things like that are important. What we were talking about is how can I maximize that inside we're going all crazy. I want to hit him with a hook. If I do this, he's just going to nail me. He doesn't have to do anything, right? So I want to get in here without giving it away, without getting outside of the pocket. And I'm doing this. We talked about ridge hands and goosenecks, right? Ridge hand in the back of that wrist. You do like this, like a goose. So we're in here like this. I can take a little side step here, and I can just simply, without reaching out, ridge hand or gooseneck right here. So if this is the target here, it's just we're working, whop, right? And, you know, that's barely a touch. And he's been hit before. He knows what a real punch is. And that's why we're truly blessed to have another fighter here today because, you know, to validate things are very important to me. Joe can do that, no problem. So he knows that that will probably be a fairly decent punch, especially if you light it up. So I'm not really having to reposition myself in here. I'm just slide stepping and pivoting on that foot. So you're actually going to go with this part of your wrist, right? Like this, keeping it tight, but you're going to step that way. So we'll switch this sides. All right, so instead of stepping out here, you're just going to gooseneck right here. But you step out with it. Yes, it's not like a punch. It's just, you just hook it through. Yeah, we're inside, we're doing, bang. This is going to, if he catches me in the temple, I usually say aim for the temple with this. It's boom, right? Don't reach so far. Keep it really tight. Almost like you're, you know, like trying to suck everything inside, right? So, bang, right. And it gives him another tool for his toolbox. So he's in here now. People expect to see this. Now he's just going to sidestep with it. So he's not even going to set it up. He's going to maximize his power, right?
Hey, it's Jimbo here with your next tip. This one's about home invasion. It used to be that burglars would wait until you were gone before breaking into your home. Not anymore. Home invasions are becoming more common because, frankly, the bad guys actually want you to be home, to get your debit card and PIN number, or to find out exactly where you've hidden your cash, or to get the combination to your safe. Thing is, this is a life and death situation for you and your family. You and your family may not survive it even if you give these goons exactly what they want. In that kind of a scenario, using lethal force to protect yourself and your loved ones is justified. Problem is, what if you're taken by surprise? You may not be able to get to a weapon in time, which is why it's important for you to know how to use your bare hands as lethal weapons. And that's exactly what I've got for you, a series of lethal techniques that can end a deadly threat in seconds using nothing but your bare hands. I've got some U.S. Special Forces to show you their secrets, their extremely ruthless and grisly moves. Pretty shocking stuff, really. I would show them to you right now, but I can't. They're considered to be too violent and deadly for this platform. I've already been warned a couple of times, so showing this on my channel would get me shut down for sure. But you can get them for free just by clicking on the link in the description. Okay, let's move on to our next tip.
Hey crew! My name is Mark Hatmaker. This is Chris Osborne helping me out today. Our specialty around here, old school boxing, pugilism, old school wrestling, old school frontier rough and tumble combat. You know, historically accurate, viciously verified. I promise you that. We work on this. We travel for this. We put our money and our life and our hearts and souls into it. Let's talk about a movement here called the Halch. H-A-L-C-H. I'm sure someone's put a label on it up there already, so you can see hear what I'm saying. If we want head control against someone who, and we're already in a clenched up position right here. Now this can be used in sport, but it can also be used in our street and our old school rough and tumble combat area. I want head control, but I'm at a height deficit or at a strength deficit, meaning headhunter's upright and I want his head down and he says, nah, I don't want it down. Sure, I got all sorts of Oklahoma pops and jukes and jives I can do to help bring it down, but that still may not do it. If that's the case, a Halch is a way to use 3 limbs to break him down. So when I mean break him down to position, and let's say I'm not going to do this is not a finisher move, it's just to get a head into position. So let's say I want the end result, go ahead and give me, well I say politely, let me have your head please, seriously. Okay. He's being very kind. I'm wanting to get to here, or to a chancery position, all right? We will get to a finished position, not on this clip, I'm just talking about how to get down to this right now. And I just don't have the option of saying, please bend over and let me have this so much, please, so I look good on this video. I need to break him down. To break him down, we're gonna be using 3 limbs, all right? I'm gonna use 2 hands and my head, my chin right here. Meaning, if we're right here, we're clenched up, and I say, fight me, and don't let me have your head, all right? So in this case, what I'm gonna do is I bring this hand underneath, and I stack 2 hands on top. Here to here, we see that? Hand on the back of the neck, stays on the back of the neck. Hand comes underneath, double up right here, not enough. Then I put my chin on top of it. Once I have that on top, I pull down with all 3 limbs. So I've got this 1, 2, look how cute I am position, except this time I've got a mean, badass fighter in the way. Put him here, and now his head's in play, and I've got him right back into the press position. So instead of me trying to pull him down with a single arm, 2 arms, we get all 3 on it right now. So we'll see, super slow, that's 1, 2, no go, 3. Puts him where he wants, and then we drive directly into our head control, Halch, bar and chancery, stockade guillotines, yada, yada, yada.
Elevators are a good example of a close quarter situation. Once these steel doors close, an elevator is a lot like a jail cell. Let's go ahead and break that down. As your opponent grabs you, first thing you want to do is get his attention. Elbow strike right to the chin. You're not trying to knock him out, you're just trying to disrupt him. Second strike, dropping your center of gravity, striking into the nerve cluster right next to the groin with a 4-knuckle. As you strike, you're bringing your knee up into the inside of his leg. Again, you're not trying to take him out, you're just trying to disrupt him. Dropping your center even further, you're going to reach up under behind his knee. Shove your shoulder into him, taking your opponent off his feet and onto the ground. You're going to lock his foot into the crook of your elbow. Dropping your center again onto your knees, you're just simply going to hold his foot here, heel your palm into his heel, top of his foot still into the crook of your elbow, turning and laying down until he screams.
Thanks for watching our video lessons here at TRS Direct. Hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to our channel here on YouTube. Hit the bell icon and we'll send you a notification when there's a new lesson available. Thanks again for watching.